Are we doing 9 or 10? 9. Okay. Where your group slower one? 9. Okay, let's do 9 then.
So for the question one, distinguish five different between process focused design against product focused design. So process focused design is the low volume and high variety, and product focused design is high volume and low variety. So for product focused design, the equipment is used for general purposes, and product focused design is for special purposes. So for process focused design, there are many job instruction because each job change. And product focused design is the work order and job instruction are few as they are standardized. So besides that, product focused design are also the unit move slowly through the facility, and product focused design is swiftly move of unit through the facility is typical. So for product uh, process focused design is the scheduling. The scheduling is complex concerning with trade-off between inventories, capacity, and also customer service. So product focused design is scheduling is relatively simple concerning with established output rate sufficient to meet forecast. So process focused design is fixed cost tend to be low and variable cost high. And the product focused design is fixed cost tend to be high and variable cost low.
Mm.
So that's
Okay.
all for question one.
Okay. Can you give me an example of process focus design? What kind of companies?
What process focused design? Hmm.
Low volume, high variety. What kind of business is like that?
Oh, uh, Apple.
Apple is high volume.
Apple is high volume.
Mm.
Low volume. Oh, wait, let me think of one example. Uh, low volume. Uh,
Anybody want to help your friend?
Cake shop.
Cake shop okay, can. Bakeries, cake shop. Then product focus would be Apple lah. You can say Apple if you want. Uh, most manufacturing companies are product focused. Process focus can be your cake shop. It also can. Anything that has Alright, we look at the characteristics. The It's very obvious for manufacturing is obviously when you produce something, we produce in a high volume. Okay, for example, Apple phones. When they produce, they will produce in a high volume, almost no variety. Okay, the iPhone only got a few types, and then all of the types of phone they will produce in a large quantity. Equipment they use are special purpose. Workers are standardized. Okay, they can get low cost labor because they need a bit less skill, right? So compared to process focus, not all cake shops, okay? Only the type of cake shops where they design the cakes, okay? It's not like normal butter cake, then they make 1,000 cakes. Okay, it's the cake shops, where you can order your own designs and things like that. So the equipment that they use are very normal equipment, right? The equipment you can use to bake any type of cake. And the baker, okay, needs to be skillful. The jobs always change because people got new designs that they want to order. Scheduling is complex because some cakes take longer time. And then compared to product focus manufacturing, the scheduling is very simple. Okay, because how long does it take to make a MacBook is standard. Okay, cannot change one. Okay, and then the fifth one is fixed costs. Right. So fixed cost in process focus is lower because you buy general purpose equipment. But in manufacturing firms, fixed cost is high because you buy specialized equipment, which are more expensive. Okay, your machines are very specialized. Okay, let's go on to question two.
So for question two, what are the requirements for process focused design production system? So the first requirement is the is it is less initial investment. So besides that, the second requirement is greater employee skill, and the third requirement is more employee training. So for the fourth requirement is more supervision, and the fifth is more technically trained supervision. So the last requirement for process focused production system is more complex production planning and control.
Mm. Okay, lah. So you can think of your cake shop again, or most of the things are very similar lah. The examples that the PowerPoint slides, the lecture notes give is hospital operation room. Okay, so we have the almost the same characteristics lah. So your employee must have good skills. The supervisors also must be very skillful, very trained, and it's very difficult to schedule. Okay, can. Let's go on to number three.
Hello, sir. I'm going to present question 3.
Mm.
Facility often organized as assembly line, characteristic by modules with parties and assemblies made previously. Model may be combined for many output options, like cheese, sauce, tomato, onion. Less flexibility than process focused facility, but more efficient.
Mm. Okay. So nothing. Okay. So if you look at the slides, you can see that in terms of efficiency, okay, which one is cheaper? Product focus is the cheapest. Repetitive next, and then process focus is the most non-efficient. Okay, because the things you do are very, very different. But when we talk about flexibility, okay, the types of products that you can produce, different products that you can produce, process focus is the most flexible, then repetitive is second, and then product focus is the least flexible. So repetitive is very simple. Anything that has modules you can combine, such as in Subway, McDonald's, where the way that they make the burger is very repetitive. They repeat the same thing again and again. And then we call that repetitive lah. Okay, let's go on to number 4.
Okay, so I will explain number 4. The question is asking about explain the process design in service on customer as participant and customer as product. Okay, for the first, customer as participant, physical goods may be significant part of the service, while for the customer as product, the services is provided through personal attention to the customer. For the customer as participant, the second point is services may be either standardized or customized, while customer as product is customized service on the customer. Okay, the third point is on the high degree of customer involvement in the process for the customer participant. For the customer service is high degree of customer contact. And then for the customer as product, the fourth point is perception of high quality. And then the next is customer becomes the central focus of design. Okay, for the example of customer as participant is ATM, self-service petrol station. For the customer as product, the example is medical clinic, hair salon, and barber shop.
Okay, so customer as participant is very simple. The customer has to do some work to receive a certain type of service. Okay, so your example is ATM. You go to the ATM, you need to key in your password and then you need to press the things yourself lah. Then only you can get the money. Other than that, um, you just need to be very involved in any business that the customer is very involved in the process, right? Then you can say it is customer as a participant. Customer as a product, usually you think of those businesses that the customer just sit there or just lie down there doing nothing. Then mostly customer is the product. Okay, so medical clinic, hair salon, barber shop, you just sit there, right? Chiropractor, physiotherapy, uh, facial, okay, all these things, you are the product. The customer is the product, the customer is the central focus. Okay, so that's the difference lah. Very simple one. Okay, move on.
So I'll be presenting question 5. Name the four quadrants of the service process matrix. Discuss how the matrix is used to classify services into categories. The service process matrix is a classification matrix of service industry firms based on the characteristics of the individual firm's service processes. The matrix was derived by Roger Schmanner and first appeared in 1986. The upper left quadrant contains firm with a low degree of labor intensity and a low degree of interaction and customization. This quadrant is labeled service factory. The characteristics of the firm is low labor intensity and little or no customer interaction or customization. This allows service firms in this quadrant to operate in a fashion similar to factories, hence the title service factory. These firms can take advantage of economies of scale and may employ less expensive unskilled workers as do most factories. Firms classified as service factories include truck lines, hotels or motels, and airlines. The upper right quadrant contains firms with a low degree of labor intensity but a high degree of interaction and customization. The upper right quadrant is labeled service shop. Hospitals, auto repair shops, and many restaurants are found in this quadrant. The lower left quadrant contains firms with a high degree of labor intensity but a low degree of interaction and customization. This quadrant is labeled mass service. Mass service providers include retail or wholesale firms and schools. The lower right quadrant contains firms with a high degree of labor intensity and a high degree of interaction and customization. The lower right quadrant is labeled professional service. This quadrant is similar to the upper left section of the product process matrix where job shops and batch processes are found. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, architects, and investment bankers are typically service providers that tend to be labor intensive and have a high degree of customer interaction and customization.
Okay, Yeah, so these 4 quadrants, right, you can see in your lecture notes, what do they mean, right? So you got 2 factors here, labor intensity and customer interaction. Okay, interaction and customization lah. Okay, it's 2. So based on these 2 factors, labor intensity is, you can measure 2 ways. Okay, you can measure using how educated, okay, or how skilled is the labor, or how much employees do you need to serve one customer. Okay, so you can see like some businesses, like you mentioned, airlines. Okay, see the first paragraph, low degree of labor intensity, airlines. Okay, because one employee can serve many customers, right? One air stewardess need to serve a lot of customers, a lot of passengers, right? And in the hotel and motels, also same. Motel is worse. Some motels are at night only the reception desk got 2 people or 1 person. Then the whole hotel empty. It's just customers and so whoever got problem, go and find that 1 person. Okay, so 1 person need to serve many people. So that's what it is meant by labor intensity lah. Okay, very low. 1 person serve many people. And low degree of interaction and customization. All these companies that you gave as examples, truck lines cannot customize one. Okay, the thing is in the truck, then the driver will just drive, nothing else. Airlines also cannot customize. You can get whatever is in the plane, that's it. You cannot choose anything else, right? You want to get something else, you wait until you get off the plane. Okay, so low customization and low labor intensity. All right, let's see something else. Okay, the next one, the only difference is labor intensity is still low, but you got a bit of customization. Okay, hospitals, car repair shop, because your car got different problems, your human also got different problems. Okay, so that's why we get a bit of customization, but labor intensity is still low. Okay, 1 person treat many customers. Hospitals okay, 1 doctor needs to treat many customers, 1 nurse has to deal with many customers. Okay, moving on, the 3rd paragraph, we can see high labor intensity. This one is less already. Okay, when we talk about high labor intensity, we talk about the employee can serve less customers. Okay, now we talk about wholesale firms. Okay, wholesale firms, right? They sell to B2B, right? Wholesale companies, when they sell things, they will sell to retailers. So wholesale, I will agree that it is mass service because labor intensity is high. Okay, the customers that they deal with, not so many. Okay, they don't need to deal with so many people. But schools, and then it depends. Okay, so let's say this thing comes out in the exam, you must explain very clearly what do you mean by schools or wholesale firms. Okay, why do they have high labor intensity and why do they have low interaction? Okay, or else can argue that you may be wrong. Okay, if you never explain properly. Okay, see, I can argue that schools, where got schools you see the teacher need to teach many students. Okay, 1 teacher need to teach 30 students in 1 class, and then go to the next class, teach another 30 students. Okay, so 1 teacher face 100 people, 200 people. So I can argue that labor intensity is low. Okay, but you can also argue that labor intensity is high in certain schools. Okay, so you need to explain very clearly. Okay, last one. The labor intensity for professional service is high and customer interaction is also high, right? Again, you see, you mentioned doctors. Just now also we mentioned doctors, right? Hospitals and doctors. So you need to be very clear what type of doctor, what type of lawyer. One, for example, in operation room, many doctors, surgeons, doctors, housemen, and then you got nurses, and then you got a lot of people treat one patient. Okay, so it's many people, many employees versus one patient. High labor intensity, right? And then high customization lah. Okay, same like investment bankers, architects, all these got high customization, right? Okay, so if it comes out in the exam, if I don't know, right, then you need to explain why. Okay, explain clearly. Okay, move on. Next question.
So for next questions is a regional fast food restaurant is considering an expansion program. Major factors influence the success of such a program is future level of interest rate. So that it's estimated 20% chance the interest rates will increase 2% and 50% chance that the rates will remain unchanged and 30% where the rates will be decreased 2%. So for down, so based on the diagram, down a bit, Nabil. Yeah, this diagram is based on the percent estimated rates that the rates will be remain unchanged, right, increase 2% or going down 2%. We can calculate the expected value. So the calculations for expected value for building 50 new restaurants is 0.2, which is 20% of the rates increase 2%, which is the negative 200,000 plus 0.5 multiply 50,000 plus 0.3 multiply 150,000. The estimated value is 30,000. So for the expected value for 25 new restaurants, Nabil next. So it's using 0.2 multiply negative 115,000 plus 0.5 multiply 26,000 plus 0.3 multiply 80,000. We get the estimated value of 14,000. And followed by C is we need to find out what is the actions and corresponding expected value for this overall decisions tree problems. So we need to find the evaluation expected value for doing nothing using 0.2 multiply negative 7,000 plus 0.5 multiply 0 plus 0.3 multiply 5,000. We get the negative value, which is negative 12,500. So the company shall choose to build 50 restaurant with an estimated value of 30,000.
Okay. So this question asks about highest value, right? So we choose the one with the highest one. Okay. Now, if you are going to draw this thing in the exam, if it comes out, you can write the equation in the table. You see, you got the first row, build 50 new places, 0 0.2, 0 0.5, 0 0.3. Okay, so instead of just writing rates up 2%, rates unchanged, rates down 2%, you can write the value. Okay, instead of writing rates up 2%, you will write negative 200,000. Then 0.5, negative, negative 50,000. Okay, and so on. Then it will be clearer. Then you can straight away write your the below one is okay lah. The below all the equations are correct lor. Okay, now the first question asks, what is the expected value of building 50? Then you must count 50 lor. And then question B asks you, what is the value if you build 25, then you count 25. Okay, but question C never asks you to calculate anything, right? Let me go to question C. Yeah, question C never asks you to calculate anything, right? Question C asks you to determine what is your decision. Okay, never ask you to calculate, but you still need to calculate the third option, because the top two we calculated already. The third option, do nothing, we never calculate yet. So you need to calculate this, then only you can make a decision, right? Or else you cannot make a decision. So that is why we have to calculate this do nothing option. Okay, and then at the end you just choose the one with the highest value. That's all. Okay, next. Oh, finish. Let's do this one also lah. Tutorial 10. Very easy one. Okay, come. Yeah, who's doing this tutorial? Tutorial 10.
So we will present tutorial 10.
Okay lah. You all share the screen lah. Okay, study only.
So we need to show the
Your
Share the
share
screen.
lah. Yeah.
oh,
Got lah. If not, I share also can. Do you have it on?
we already insert in the document.
Yeah. Okay lah. Okay, I share.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, let me go through the case first. Okay, let me talk about what's in the case first. It's very simple. This case about Levi's. Okay, I'm sure all of you know Levi's. If you don't know, I don't know what to do. It's okay. Don't know, so never mind. Okay, Levi makes jeans, right? And most shopping malls in Malaysia also got Levi's. You can get their clothing lah. Okay, it's quite easily available because it's quite famous. Okay, now, this is a very old case, right? You see the one highlighted in green color. In 2004, their revenue dropped very, very badly. Okay, almost 40% ish. Okay, dropped a lot. So in 2005 to 2008, this company do a few things to turn around the company. Okay, so this is what they did. Okay, so you already highlighted all the points for me, very easy. First thing they did is cost reductions. Okay, this was last time. Now maybe doesn't work anymore, but this was last time. So what they did is they moved all their operations to somewhere else. Okay, to low cost countries to reduce the price of their manufacturing. Okay, reduce costs. Second, they broaden product line. Okay, now if you know Levi's, right? If you bought Levi's before, it's not cheap. It's not the cheapest jeans you can get. Right? So in Malaysia, I think the standard one should be around 200 per pair of jeans, right? So but it's very comfortable lah. Okay, like legit good jeans, but it's very expensive. So they realized that not everybody can buy, right? And then the rich people may not want to wear jeans because look not rich right? Not so the people that cannot afford it, they want to buy cheaper jeans. So they are like stuck in between, they don't know what to do, right? So what they did was they manufactured a cheaper product line, okay? Then they sold it in Walmart. Right? Third, they did decentralized management, okay? Which means people, managers in each country will have to decide and change the product and change the advertising. Okay, so how did they change the product? The example is here. Asians, shorter, right? Naturally, we are shorter. Okay, so our jeans is shorter. Then South African their women are a bit bigger, okay, than Asian women. Asian women will be smaller, right? So their genes will need to be bigger. Japan, they like black color. Islamic countries don't want tight fitting, and Turkey also roomier, like South Africa, I think. So um, yeah, that's why we have so many cuts of jeans. Last time don't have one. Okay, now we got skinny, we got slim fit, we got straight cut, regular cut, don't know what cut. Okay, so we got a lot of types now lah. Right, it was because of this. Last time it was all standard. Climate also. You can highlight this one also. Hotter countries don't use so thick one, no. Don't know which color you use. Never mind. Okay. Then colder countries, you use thicker ones lah, the standard ones. Next one is the advertisement. Okay, advertisement must be different for each country because different people wear jeans for different reasons. Okay, different countries, everybody wear jeans for their, like some people think it's casual, some people wear it for work, like construction workers, they also wear jeans because it's safe, right? Jeans can protect them, jeans quite thick one. So the way that you sell your jeans in each country is different. Last time they use all the standard advertisement. Okay, for example, surfer, right? You can see our advertisement. If you show in Malaysia surfing, doesn't make any sense, right? Number one, we have no surfers. We don't understand. Okay. Number two, when we go to the beach, we don't wear jeans. So I don't know what's wrong. Okay, so they need to alter, like for us doesn't make sense lah, for them maybe. So they need to change and adapt the advertisements and the products. Okay, let's see what the question asks. This is the lower cost one. Okay, you want to highlight also can. Okay, let's look at the. Yeah. Okay, question one.
So I will be presenting question one. Question one is explain at which phase of product life cycle device faced in 2004 and discuss how the company overcome the problem. So the phase of product life cycle device faced in 2004 is decline phase. Decline phase is the final stage of the product life cycle, which is after introductory stage, growth stage, and maturity stage. Decline phase is when sales are dropping because the original need and want have diminished or because another product innovation has been introduced. So related to the scenario, sales of 501 jeans have dropped from 7.1 million to 4 million from 1996 to 2004. So it is a decline phase. Then Levi's conduct three paths to overcome the problem they faced. The first is to reduce the cost of production. Levi's closed its last remaining American factories and moved production offshore where jeans could be produced more cheaply. Then the second is Levi's broadening their product line. Example is a Levi's signature brand that could be sold through lower price outlet in market that were more competitive. Furthermore, the third way to overcome the problem by Levi's is to give more responsibility to national managers, allowing them to better tailor the product offering and marketing mix to local conditions.
Okay. See the answers here are quite repeated one. So we talk about this question first. How the company overcame. Okay, so you can just take it out from this paragraph. Okay, there were three parts to this turnaround. You write down all the three parts, then correct already. Okay, so that will be your answer here. Okay, lower cost, sell cheaper, and different country got different strategies. Okay, and then the first part also same lah. Product life cycle you all know. So they were in the decline phase. After that, after 2004, 2005 to 2008, it will be in the growth stage, right? But the question only asked 2004 lah. Okay, so obviously this is a decline. Okay, let's go on to question two.
So I'm going to present question two. Based on the above case, discuss the fundamental device organization, competitive strategy, and explain the various operation function implemented on its product decision in order to meet various countries' demands. So, device organization is using competing on differentiation strategy in order to meet the various countries' demands. Device that satisfy the needs of the customers and differentiate the product by its features and benefits, design quality and performance to encompass the uniqueness of both the physical characteristics and service attributes of the product that impacts customers' perception of value. Then device differentiate its product by tailor the genes based on the physical characteristic of different body types. For example, shorter leg lengths are common in Asia, while for South Africa, women's jeans need to be roomier in the back. Then for Japan, tight-fitting black jeans are popular, whereas in Islamic countries, women are discouraged from wearing tight-fitting jeans. Therefore, Levi's offering in countries like Turkey are roomier. Besides, standard weight jeans are sold in Northern Europe, whereas in hotter countries, lighter denim is used along with the brighter colors that are not washed out by the tropical sun. Therefore, the difference of environmental factors, social, culture, and climate will impact the product design of device organization.
Okay, now look at your point here. Tailor the genes based on physical characteristics. For example, all these things. Okay, so is this differentiation strategy or a response? You got three to choose, right? Differentiation strategy, uh, cost leadership, and response. Okay, I feel like this one sounds like a response strategy instead of a differentiation strategy because you are responding to the different body types in every country. So if in the exam, this one is past year, if in the exam, if you wrote response strategy, correct? Okay, correct also. If in the exam you wrote differentiation strategy, also correct. Okay, so it's very easy. Okay, I would say this question is quite easy for an exam question because both answers can be accepted. If you want to say cost leadership, cannot. Okay, even though cost leadership in the case they got say uh, drive down prices, then they go and sell in Walmart, right? But the question asks meet various countries' demand. Okay, so your low cost strategy doesn't work here. Only the differentiation strategy and the response strategy can be accepted. Okay, so another thing is the advertisements lah. Okay, can use a bit also, but not very relevant. Okay, let's go on. Number three. Number three got nothing to do with the case anymore. Okay, it's just an extra question.
Question three. Globalization had made business very competitive. Many businesses feel, and as operation manager, you realize that to win market share, you have to apply strategies to achieve competitive advantage. Discuss these three strategies. So the first strategy is competing on differentiation. The objective of this strategy is to achieve uniqueness either in the product or the service offered by the company. The uniqueness is so attractive that customers are willing to pay premium price for the product or services. This differentiation could be achieved in technology, design, or brand image, features, customer service, dealer network, and etc. The benefit of differentiation are to increase customer loyalty, generate higher profit margin due to the uniqueness of the product, which is the lack of substitution of the product in the market. So the second strategy is competing
Wait,
on.
can you give me example here? Example of companies that use differentiation.
So differentiation is like the Apple product which came out with their own operating system.
Okay, can Apple, Starbucks, Amazon, Disney. Okay, all these are differentiation companies. Okay, moving on.
So the next one is competing on cost. The objective of this strategy is to achieve cost leadership in the industry through cost focus on various functional areas. Competing on cost emphasize producing standardized products at a very low cost per unit for customer who are price sensitive. Implementing this strategy successfully requires continuous and exceptional efforts to reduce costs without affecting the quality of the product and services. It required aggressive pursuit of cost reduction through minimizing the cost and overhead in various areas such as administrative, service, sales, and advertising department.
Okay, example.
Example, like Coca-Cola.
Okay, Coca-Cola. Now, people think of Coca-Cola as not a cost leadership company because they have things like because they have a very strong market position. Okay, but because their company is so big and their production is very established, they have a cost advantage compared to smaller beverage manufacturers. Okay, that's why they can see like some companies make a very successful product, then they go and buy the company. Okay, because they are so strong. And if they buy the company, they can manufacture the exact same thing cheaper. Okay, so Coca-Cola's got a lot of brands. That's why. All right. Okay, last one response.
Okay, the last one is the competing on response. The objective of this strategy is to achieve a reliable and quick response. In order to gain competitive advantage, the company production aims to achieve timely product development and delivery to customer to meet customer satisfaction and demand. Implementing this strategy requires flexibility, reliability, and quickness. Flexibility is which company have to match the changes in the market demand where design innovation and volume fluctuates frequently. Reliability is when the product can be easily customized to suit the customer specific requirement with a reliable production system to meet the schedule. Quickness is a term of speed. In terms of speed, it's to ensure the product could be produced in a shorter time to meet the demand in the market. So this is not. Hold on. So for example, for this will be the Toyota introduce the just-in-time system.
Okay, Toyota's just in time. All right, so response strategy is a very, very broad strategy. As you mentioned, there is flexibility, reliability, and quickness. Okay, so some textbooks also say that companies such as Pizza Hut and Domino's Delivery can be considered as response. Okay, because at that time, now also lah, okay, they deliver quite quickly. Okay, so it's considered as responding to the customer's orders very quickly. Okay, so that is competing on response can also. But the main one, right, would be flexibility. Okay, where your company is very flexible when there is a change in market demand or market preference. Your company can be one of the first one to change. Okay, so companies such as Burger Lab. Okay, remember when MCO started, Burger Lab was one of the first to quickly implement delivery. Okay, because before that they did not offer a lot of delivery services. I think, okay. if not mistaken. They did not do a lot of such things. That's why when the situation forced them, okay, then they were quite flexible, right? Then this is part of a response strategy lah. Another company that has good response to the market is companies that allow customization. Okay, so especially like premium products, although they take some time, but they can give you a lot of things that you want. Okay, fine dining restaurants, uh, construction, luxury cars, luxury clothes, luxury shoes, luxury jewelry. All these have very high flexibility and they respond to whatever the customer needs. Okay, so those are response. Number 4.
So number 4 is discuss why company want to globalize. So globalize means the customers, talents, and suppliers are worldwide, and it can help to increase the economic integrations and interdependence of countries. So the first reason is the company want to globalize is because the cost of production can be reduced, and for example, like reduction for labor cost, tax, traffic, and producing products in foreign location with lower wage rates and lower the direct and indirect costs. So besides, the second reason, it can help to improve the supply chain. So company can locate their facilities such as factories or shop closer to their supply resources to reduce the transportation costs. The third reason is can provide better goods and services. So this is due to the different countries having different attributes in terms of regulation, culture, and geographics. So companies who want to succeed through globalization have to meet the different requirements by localizing the product and improve their service, such as on-time deliveries and customer service to meet the demand. Uh, Next reason is about understand the market to have to bring more opportunities, bring new opportunities. Companies should understand the country's demand by customizing products or service that suit the trends, culture, and climate of the countries. Therefore, the demand that varies in different countries could help company to understand the market in different country. Continue. Next is to can learn to improve operation. Cooperating with the other countries' company could gain the technological knowledge and management system. For example, Toyota, the Japanese car manufacturer, has introduced the just-in-time system in its production with help in cost reduction. So to the globalization, it helps to provide better job opportunities because it can attract and retain global talents. This is because the company could access a larger diversified talent pools. So employee who speak different languages and understand different cultures enhance correction with a broader customer base. Business can also structure global work teams in a way that allows the synergy in building global brands.
Okay, so when the question asks why do companies want to globalize, okay, doesn't you must when you explain the answers, right, you must explain in a way that you say that the company opens up Okay, doesn't mean they must sell to other country or must buy from other country. Okay, no, it just means that they open up. Okay, so for example, when they are evaluating suppliers, okay, instead of evaluating 3 local suppliers, they also pick 3 from other countries. Then they evaluate 6 suppliers. Okay, doesn't mean must buy, Okay, so even though I didn't buy from the other country, okay, I make sure that my costs from buying from a local supplier is cheaper than buying from a foreign supplier. Okay, total cost lah. So I'm also open to globalization. Okay, right? Just that I never buy from them because I realized that buying from local companies is cheaper. Okay, so it's about doing your own research lah, and then cost of production sometimes is very low because other countries have very low currency. Basically, it's because of that. Okay, then we see whether we can get the advantage or not. Okay, but for Malaysian companies, we are the ones that people take advantage of us lah. Okay, so if we go to other country also, we can save a bit, not as much, right? Of course, got other countries lah, right, a lot cheaper than us, but the benefits are not there anymore. Okay, and improve supply chain can improve where's the other one, operations. Okay, supply chain and your operations, because other countries may have certain resources that are better. Okay, then this one is saying that location, something that you can use in your assignment, right? Better location, closer to the customers or closer to the supply. All right, so in your assignment, some of you wrote proximity to customers, right, as a key success factor. Also can. Okay, you want to be close to your customers, right? Okay, provide better goods and services, right? Sometimes you can buy better stuff from other countries. Local talent, okay, attract and retain global talent, which is very common, even in Malaysia, right? So the problem is that Malaysians don't like to pay Malaysians a lot of money, okay? We can spend a lot of money and get somebody from other country and then we give them a lot of money, but we don't want to pay our own people. I don't know why. Okay, then our own people will go to another country that wants to pay them. So yeah, okay, the grass on the other side is greener. So people jump here, jump there, jump here, jump there. Okay, like that lah. No choice. Yeah, but anyway, there are a lot of smart people everywhere, right? So people just want to get and attract these smart people. Okay, that's why every country also we can see Indians, because Indians too smart already. They are like a bit different because of the high competition in their country, right? The ones that are successful are super smart, okay, and then the ones that are not chosen are also very smart. Then they go to other countries, okay, like Malaysia, right? They can, because maybe they can't get a job in India or for whatever reason, okay. But anyway, globalization offers the opportunity, not guaranteed, but the opportunity to get talent. Okay, that's why companies want to open up and try to globalize. Okay, so these are the various benefits of globalization. Very, very straightforward chapter. I don't think you all have a problem with this. Okay, I'm done. Next week, we will do your presentation. All right. Remember, executive summary, no need to present. Later I fall asleep. Okay, so executive summary, no need. Start from your part A until your part E. Time yourself properly. Don't exceed the time. If you exceed the time, I will not let you exceed the time. Then I will just stop you. Okay, so whatever part you didn't present, that is your own problem. So 25 minutes per group. So make sure you don't steal your group members' time as well lah. Alright. And group order, okay, we will just follow the group list. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3 is going to present next week. The rest will present the following week. Okay, we just follow need to open and can sit down. You see, I also sit down, very chill. Yeah, please do sit down, right? Because if you stand up, you're going to be a bit far from the camera, I think. So it's okay lah, no need lah. Okay, it is a formal presentation, right? Because you're presenting your business proposal, but no need to wear formal lah, right? I feel it's a bit weird. You wear formal at home, right? So your mother look at you or laugh at you, so no need. Okay, yeah, just wear casual, right? Like t-shirt is fine. I don't really mind, but it is still a formal presentation, right? So carry yourself formally, and what else? How many groups you got? 5, is it? 5 groups. Okay. So yeah, 3 will do next week, and then 2 will do the following week, week 11. Okay, so week 10 we'll start with 3 groups first. Timing, we start at 11 o'clock. Okay, don't be late. Okay, late is your marks will be gone a bit. Okay, so don't be late. The first group is going to start at 11 o'clock until 11:25. Okay, so remember to check the group list to know which group you are in. Okay, you miss your slot, that's your own problem. And so remember to check lah. And another thing is oh yeah, 11 to 11:25 first group, 5 minutes for me. 11:30 to 11:55 is the second group, 5 minutes for me. And then 12 o'clock to 12:30 is the 12:25 is the third group. Okay, so the 5 minutes that I have, I may want to ask questions, I don't know. Okay, but this weekend I will look at your assignments, and I will go through group 1, group 2, group 3. Okay, so this weekend and next week lah. Because got so many tutorial groups. So I will go through. If I see anything that I don't understand, then I will use the Q&A session to ask you. Because if you look at your marking rubrics, there are no marks given for Q&A. Okay, you give me perfect answer, I also cannot add your marks. But the Q&A session is for me to understand your business better. It's better than if I read something I don't understand, then I straight away deduct your marks, right? So if I'm not sure, if I'm not clear, then I will ask you lah. I think that's fairer to you. You have a chance to explain yourself. Okay, if I'm very sure that you're wrong, or if I'm very sure that you're correct, then I won't ask you anything lah. Okay, then no more Q&A session lah. Then we just move on to the next group. During your presentation, if you say something that I don't understand or I disagree, I may ask you also. Okay, so that's the purpose for my Q&A session. No marks will be given, but if okay, no marks will be deducted. Okay, that's the difference. Intro and conclusion, neat, but keep it short. Okay, intro, I just want to know what kind of business. You just start off lah, right? Start off your presentation. Tell me what kind of business you're doing. Yeah, and whatever is your introduction. And then conclusion, because the last part of your presentation is either your SOP or your competitive advantage, right? So you can just add a few more sentences to just conclude the presentation. Okay, it doesn't have to be a separate section to do your conclusion. Okay, just a simple one. Did I miss anything? if you need to change your slides, like today you're supposed to submit, right? But after today, right? I understand maybe sometimes you all preparing your presentation, then sometimes you realize, oh yeah, I need to add this, I need to remove this. Only minor changes are allowed lah. Okay, don't change anything big, and make sure everything you present is part of your assignment. Okay, don't present anything that is not part of the assignment, because you're not supposed to do that lah. Okay, even though you found out that you did something wrong throughout the week, even though you found out that you missed out something in your assignment, you can only present things from your report. Okay. Yeah, so that's my plan for week 10 and week 11. Nothing else. And on week 12, we'll continue with one tutorial. Okay, so prepare one tutorial for week 12. I got nothing else. All right, remember to go to lecture as usual. Lecture is on as usual, right? So let's go. Prepare for exams. Attendance is still going to be taken. So do attend your group, your classmates' presentation. Okay, just turn it on and listen. It will still be taken. So yeah, I think that's all. I don't have anything else. Y'all got any questions regarding your presentation? No, very good. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for presenting your answers. I will see you all next week for your presentations. Okay, welcome.
Sir, sorry, just to double confirm, do we need to present for executive summary?
No need.
Oh, no need. Okay, because I heard you say need to present just now. That's why I confused. Oh, all right, just to from intro to conclusion, right?
Correct.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.